Okay. Hey, what's going on, Ed? Hey, John. How you guys doing? Hey, Steven. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Gas. Hey, Steven. Man in Black. I'm alright, John. Dealing with daily crap. You know how it is. Hey, Tampa. Hey, Roadrunner. Yeah, just dealing with the same crap, you know. You know how it is. Bills are due, no money to pay. Figured I might as well stream while I can. Hey, Lee says, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I butchered your name. I'm not sure what you mean, Steven. Hey, MIB, if you really want, you could, well, you could call in if you really wanted. I don't have Zoom running. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I wasn't sure who it was because you didn't put your name in there, your online name, so I appreciate that. See, I would say fairy, you know, a vowel before and after a consonant kind of makes the E prominent. Hey, Sean, what's going on, man? I know Sean was needing help too. He's got to travel, across states for a court date. So if anybody wants to help him too, Juice Man, I appreciate it, MIB. Hey, Boomer, long time no see. Hope you're feeling well. Hey, PMP, what's up, man? You doing all right there, Boomer? I know you were dealing with a lot of surgeries and stuff. I guess we could just kind of dive right into it, but after I believe it was last night's stream, I know some people told me to try to avoid it, but the name Minnesota Guardian popped up, and I had never heard of him before, but, he's been around a while, I guess. He's got 11,000 subscribers, but, I watched some of his videos, and I was appalled. I really was. I could not believe what I was seeing. I mean, it goes. I understand that some activists can be a bit aggressive, and that's their style, and I have no right to tell them they're wrong. But when you're going up to regular old working citizens and following them around and harassing them and all that until you get a reaction, and then try to cry assault, I mean, that's, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this guy calls himself an auditor? It's people like that that give us a horrible name. You know, when you got people going around doing that kind of crap, it's no wonder that auditing still hasn't become a mainstream type of activism, and why so many people treat us like crap and laugh at us. I've been talking to this cop in the comment section of one of my videos back and forth, and he thinks we're all garbage. He thinks that we're all useless people, blah blah blah, and I've been trying to get him to see the forest for the trees. Don't just go by a few wannabe YouTubers. But yeah, there's Steven, there's approach, and then there's just downright. He's doing it solely for a reaction. He's doing it solely for subscribers. He's acting like little PayPal Patty. You know, it's just ridiculous. I just could not believe it. Yeah, I know that might be. That's what I mean. They get the tens of thousands of subscribers because most of the viewers are only watching for entertainment value. So, of course, when they see some guy going out harassing people and getting into fights all the time, they find it entertaining. So, it's just ridiculous because those tens of thousands of subscribers, they're telling other people, oh, you gotta watch this guy, it's hilarious, he's such an asshole, or whatever. And so, of course, they get even more subscribers, which gives us such a bad name. They don't say, hey, look at this wannabe auditor that's instigating. They say, look at this guy, he's an auditor, he's instigating. That's, and hey, Tunis, that's what I mean, though. People, they're not differentiating because they don't know any better. As far as they're concerned, he's calling himself an auditor. He's calling himself part of this movement. And if that's activism, then that's the wrong kind of activism. Because it's certainly not what I stand for. It's not what any of my moderators stand for. I know that because all of my moderators I've gotten to know very well. And they're people that do not believe in that type of garbage. It's just ridiculous, I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I was watching the videos, though. Hey, Chi-Town. Blue Fly, well, I brought up Minnesota Guardian. He's one of the examples. The guy is not an auditor. He is a wannabe YouTuber capitalizing off of the auditor movement. He's taking what we do and twisting it into entertainment, basically. Yeah, well, honest guys, that's the problem. We are activists. It's kind of hard to call yourself something other than activists. People already associate auditor with activism. It's kind of like those few groups, those few little cliques of people that really hurt the Black Lives Matter movement. Black Lives Matters was all about positivity and helping and whatnot, but there was those ones that are taking it to the extreme. Yeah, you're right, Tunis. So it's like what PayPal did, PayPal Patty when he's harassing the homeless. I still can't get over that, man. That pisses me off like nothing. And it's horrible, and there's many more, I'm not gonna try, those two are just really large examples. Hey, Gen, wow. They have large channels, and of course, the more channels or more of the subscribers they have, the worse we lose. You know what, Walter? I'm not running around out there asking for money to survive to go harass homeless people. You know, how many times has Patrick been scolded for his behavior by other activists that are saying you're making us look bad? I can't count the number of times I've seen that happen to Patrick. I myself tried to talk to him. You can call it e-begging if you want, Walter. I don't care. I try to earn money by selling things that I make. But you know what? You can't always make money doing something. So, I'm not a hypocrite at all, Walter. I've never denied anything at all. So, you can keep on whining all you want, but it doesn't matter. I've been here for years. I'm not making money off of this. I'm not getting rich. You know, it doesn't matter. No, I've always tried to do whatever I can, Walter. You just haven't seen it. I've tried to help people in many ways, but you know what? I don't have to prove myself to you, so it doesn't matter. Well, go. You don't like it. Why are you here? Go away. Stop being a little fanboy. Stop being such a whiner. And just go away. I don't care. Clark figured me out. You know what? You really don't know nothing then. You know, this people don't even realize this shit ain't free. Doing this stuff, even when sitting here trying to set up streams, the number of hours I've spent helping people. You know, the you guys, most of you don't even know the amount of time I've spent helping other people, setting up their channels and making intros and editing videos and learning how to edit videos and of course that all counts for nothing though, right? Yeah, Walter, you know what? You don't know, so it doesn't matter. You can either leave or stop being an asshole. Either way is fine with me. We ain't in, this is not about you and your whining and. It's funny, the people who sit here whining, but they damn sure watch every one of my videos and come to every one of my streams. Funny how that is. Pretend, yeah. Wow, you're really clueless. Yep, Jet, exactly. You know, I don't force anybody to donate to me or help me out at all. And I've always tried to do whatever I can to earn that. So, yeah, I know P and P. Sometimes it just gets so annoying, but at any rate, we were discussing the whole Minnesota Guardian and other. Hey, Citizen Z, what's up? Jill, I appreciate that. I try to do what I can. So, if people want to help me, great. If not, okay. I can't force it either way. You know, I've been doing this whether I got money or not. Constitutional content. Welcome, new name I haven't seen before. Yeah, I know. I didn't know anything about Mission or Minnesota Guardian until last night, and I was watching some of his videos today, and I was just appalled. Yeah, Jet, I get it. You know, like I said, I've been doing this. I've been here trying to help people for years, and for the longest time, I wasn't monetized or anything. So, but yet I was still here, and I was still doing what I could. Hey, Tay, hope you're getting rest and all that in between jobs. Yeah, see, people keep trying to justify his actions, saying, "Oh, he's young and blah blah blah." You're 18. You're old enough to know better. So we were talking, Mark Miller. We were talking about. I watched some of Minnesota Guardians videos, and it was just appalling. But we're talking about it in general. You know, not just Minnesota Guardians. There's plenty of them out there that do it. Well, you know, yeah, cops, criminals, all that. But you know, right now, I think a big focus should be on clarifying who in this is actually cares. Look at Taylin and Boomer, for example. They've been part of this for as long as I have, if not longer. I mean, they were active part of it when I was a silent observer. And they're still here. They're certainly not making boatloads of money. But yet here they are, still here. Oh, here we go. Walter's back as Ben. Hey, gray dude. If you want to compare what he's doing to me, I'd rather be sitting here smoking and e-bagging than out there doing what he was doing. So, well, appreciate that, Z. You know, I've never lied. I've never hid the truth. I mean, I'm poor. I got no money, no nothing. I appreciate the help. Hey, Monkey. Another one, Monkey. He's been in and out of the courts, having to deal with that, traveling from state to state, trying to make change across the damn country. He's not getting rich off this. Chi-Town, he's relatively new, but you know, he's still doing what he can to make a change. He's still here. Where at, Monkey? Back, oh my god, drawing a blank now. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing, Ben? I've been sitting here for years trying to help people learn about what is true in the law. Trying to learn myself, trying to pass the knowledge on, doing the best I can with what I got. I would be out there auditing every day if I could. I don't have a car and there's nobody else here with me. What would you want me to do? I don't have a magic carpet. what gives me the right, I have the same right everybody else in this channel does. Everybody in this channel that believes they are part of this cause and wants to make a change for the better has a right to know when somebody is doing something that affects them. I mean, what is his name? Quentin Booker or something like that? I saw he posted a clip or an image of what the police have in their file on him, and it explicitly outlined how he posts videos online and all that. Seb, you have no idea how many times I've tried to help raise money for him for lawyer fees and that, so don't even. Oh yeah, I mean, just because Bao does what he does now, look what he went through. When Taylin first introduced me to Bao, Bao had very little subscribers, but he had already sat in jail once for a long time. Hey, Hefe. And now he's in jail, or he went into jail again, for a while. So yeah, I don't blame Bao for stepping aside a bit. He still does stuff. He still goes out and audits when he can. But he also just likes to review other people's videos and whatnot. I don't blame him. Just like James Freeman, I would definitely not hold it against him if he decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and watch or whatever, or critique other people's work, or do reaction videos to other people's audits, audit the auditors. James Freeman certainly earned that level of respect where uh, people would take what he says under extreme consideration because of how long he's been doing this, how much he's done. If that's why Bao stopped, then that's why Bao stopped. You know what? He was out there almost every day. He was going into courtrooms. He was doing what he could. Absolutely, guys. I'm not denying that at all. But when they're out there affecting all of us, everybody in this channel that firmly believes they are part of the First Amendment community that wants to make a change, or not, no, well, I'll say constitutional based community because it's not just First Amendment. But, you know, everybody that believes in the Constitution and wanting to make a change for the better, like making schools teach it again, for example, you know, when you have people out there intentionally harassing citizens for no reason and calling themselves auditors, that affects all of us. There's no denying that. That affects how every one of us looks. And I think that I think I've earned the right to say, I don't appreciate people that make the community look horrible. The Josh and Turtle Boy saga? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I tried to cop watch last night. I couldn't believe how quick they disappeared. Like, they showed up, I go out with a camera, they see me, they say something, and then they leave. I was like, damn. Like I keep bringing Sean up. Look at what he did. He actually refused a settlement because it didn't include policy change. That right there, that shows you the kind of level that people should strive for in making a change. Look at Monkey. He's gone how many states now, going out auditing and supporting other auditors, being backup for other auditors, doing whatever he could. I mean, I can think of at least half a dozen states he's gone to do this. But yeah, but Sean, I'm just saying, that still impresses the hell out of me to this day. When you told me about what happened with that initial offer, I mean, that right there just totally increased my respect for you that much more. Okay, 5 states, okay. Either way, that's more than most. I mean, hell, I honest to God, I wish there was somebody else here that would go out auditing with me. I really do. I mean, I literally, I've tried to find people. Everyone that I've talked to either isn't interested in being an active auditor or they physically cannot because of disabilities or whatever. So, but I've always tried to do what I could to help people any way I could. I don't have much, but I try to do it with what I got. I mean, like I said, I can't tell you how many people I've helped set up their channels and, understand things like Poster 7 or the DHS memo or any of that. What happened with Todd yesterday, that really was a big thing for me. Wow, did somebody else go live or something, man? Or that or all the trolls just left. Well, I guess all the trolls just left. It's okay. People love to beat those dead horses, calling us all. I mean, like I said, I've talked to this cop in the comment sections of one of my compilation videos that I did on auditor detainments and arrests. My intention with those videos was to show what happened to auditors and show how they get treated when they're in the field and how they walked away from those winning their court cases. And you know this guy goes on and on. I can't tell you, he writes books. Like, I mean, I'm known for that too. I know, I can't I can't deny that. But all he does is say the same things over and over about us, calling us all e-beggars and calling us all fake activists and that, all because of the people like Minnesota Guardian. Yeah, Jet, I know it's hard to do because a lot of people either they don't want that in the public eye yet, or I mean, most of these cases are still ongoing, especially civil suits. And it takes a long time to go through the whole process. But, I firmly believe that if you want to be part of this community, I know that we have no structure. I know that, and I know that's for a good reason. We don't all belong to some entity that we call ourselves a member of or pay, monthly dues to or any of that. We do that for a reason. But I still think we should have uh, a set of standards that we should all abide by, even if in an unspoken agreement. You know, things like messing with citizens for no reason. You want a good example of a citizen reaction or interaction? Look at Monkey. I believe it was a week ago. He was out at the Janet's Kitchen feeding the homeless, and a homeless gentleman, or at least I believe he was homeless, started harassing Monkey and threatening to beat him up and all that. And you know what Monkey ended with? Go ahead, go get some food. Uh, you know, how great is that? Even after this guy got in the Monkey's face and threatened to fight him and all that, he still says, go get some food. He didn't say, get out of here, I'm gonna beat your ass, none of that. He said, go get some food. That right there shows you how it should be done. Yeah, Hefe, that was good. I saw that. Well, that's cool, Monkey. But it was great that it ended that way. Like you could have just as easily went off on him and cursed him out and told him he couldn't get any food and all. No, you still helped him. Even after all that, you still helped him get him some food. That was good. That was a good interaction with the public. I've seen plenty of people, James Freeman, P&P, Todd, all these guys, they go out there and they're not out there harassing citizens. They're out there being respectful until disrespected. Hey CC, I saw you on the news. But CC's another one. She's got law knowledge and she goes around and she helps as much as she can. That is great. I mean, I don't have her level of law knowledge, but I still try to help with what I know. I can't tell you how many people I've tried to help understand, uh, you know, traditional public forum versus publicly accessible and all that. That's one of the biggest misunderstandings people make is what a traditional public forum is. Traditional public forum is a sidewalk. If you look at the actual officially recognized terminology, hey, second son, long time no see, man. Uh, you know, Public property is actually defined as things like a police station or a courthouse or whatever. A sidewalk is actually officially referred to as a traditional public forum. I even confirmed this with a law professor. So, yeah, Bao went through a lot. Bao's always had my respect for what he did and what he went through. Well, Stephen, if everybody starts striving towards higher standards and you know focusing more on the cause and spreading knowledge, that that would make a huge difference. Like I said last night, I want to see more audits of state capitals. I want to see governor offices, senator offices. And for all those that sit there and keep saying I don't do anything, blah, 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 you know what? I'll tell you what, give me the money to go Uber out to do some audits and I'll happily go and do it. Seriously, I don't have a vehicle, otherwise I'd be out there. Yeah, see, even the bike, I couldn't do that, Unfortunately, my health isn't that great, and there's nowhere remotely nearby that I could even go audit it. There used to be a sheriff's station right down the road, and I kept saying, once I'm on probation, I'm going to go there and I'm going to audit outside that sheriff's station. Because it's literally right up the road from me. They shut it down, and they moved it to a new location because that one was too small. They had too few cells there because this town, well, this part of the city is growing. So that sheriff station could no longer accommodate the influx of inmates, I guess you could say. Even though generally you don't stay more than a week in a sheriff station cell, but still, or at least here, that's how it is. Well, I get that, Man in Black, but people like you, I hold in high regard, and Monkey, and Todd, and PNP. You know, you guys have accomplished so much without all the negativity, I guess you could say. You guys didn't stoop to the level of what Minnesota Guardian has, or Patrick has. Well, Jed, it tends to be that way because we're home more, we're more online, so we end up coming, like, when I came across these videos years ago, it was totally different back then, and there was so few auditors back then. Of course she would go live. She probably didn't see that I was live. Midwest? Not even close to being called the Midwest. And yes, it is growing. This city has grown every year. Why, I don't know, because it's not like we've had a lot of jobs. Well, some of us can't change our health, Jet. It just is. Hey, Obi. I'd love to have a new heart, but unfortunately I can't. I'm just sick of all the negativity, and I'm sick of the people that are going out there intentionally making us look bad. Buffalo is not the Midwest capital. I don't know where you got that from. Midwest would be like Minnesota or Michigan, a lot farther west than New York is. Hell, New York still touches the Atlantic Ocean. We're definitely East Coast. Shit. Yeah, I went through 5 heart attacks, and unfortunately, fixing my heart isn't easy. I just want to see things get better. I just want this movement to be like it was, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, when it was more focused on making change. I can remember when people audited, there was no fighting, there was no cliques, there was no none of that. We all worked together. When I first became active within the movement, people worked together. We all tried to help each other. I was small then. My channel was pretty much unknown until my Auditor All Stars video, the first one I made. Before that, nobody knew who I was. Dude, I don't know where you get Midwest from. How can I be Midwest when the state I live in touches the Atlantic Ocean? New York ain't that big. What kills me is it takes longer to drive from the northernmost tip of Texas to the southernmost tip of Texas than it does from the northernmost tip of Texas to Canada. Ain't that some shit? I don't think I could ever live in Texas just because of the heat. Oh, I'm sure they are, Jet. We've had cops actually openly admit in the chats that they were cops, and they thought it was hilarious that they were in there watching auditors. I can get to Toronto in about 2 hours or so, maybe 3. If we had the ferry, it would take a lot less, but they killed that project pretty quick. It was just a money pit. They had put in a ferry from here, Rochester, New York, to Toronto, crossing the Lake Ontario, and it was just a pure money pit. Oh, gee, well, that would take me a whole lot longer. I mean, it takes me 7 or 8 hours just to get to New York City. I've talked to a lot of people in text and emails about this whole situation with all the cliques and all the infighting and whatnot. I think the focus needs to be on all those out there that are giving us such a horrible name and how we don't all agree with that. I'm sure I'll lose some subscribers over this, but that's okay. It happens every time. Well, if I could find a place that's like 70, 75 year round, it'd be great. Yeah, that's just, I mean, there's a lot of people that say we're not even a community anymore just because of all the separation and whatnot. A lot of people choose not to associate with us anymore. You know, I find new channels all the time. Auditors and activists that call themselves First Amendment activists and all that. I find new channels all the time. And they have 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 subscribers, and I never even heard of them. And for me to not know who they are, that's pretty rare. I try to make sure I know as many people as possible and help bring people together. Yeah, Steven, I get that. Yes, getting rid of bad cops. Yeah. Hey, QT. You know, I just hate all this. But as I was saying, though, yeah, I come across a lot of these channels, and I've reached out to them. A lot of them, I might leave them a comment or send them an email, and I introduce myself and whatnot, and I'll say, hey, you want to come on my stream, introduce yourself to the community or whatever. You guys wouldn't believe how many of them now say no, they want nothing to do with us because they see all of the fighting and whatnot. Otherwise they might as well be part of our community because they do exactly what James Freeman and all the others, everybody does. They have their channels, they have their PayPals, they go out and do their audits and deal with cops and all that, but they choose not to associate with any of us or very few of us because they're tired of that. Steven, we can't get our country back until we can get along first. You know, it's hard not to when it happens every day, all the time. Yeah, I try to make sure that I'm very well. Um, I know a lot about the people I subscribe to. Because you got to remember, everybody you subscribe to, when people do a search for you, it also pulls up things associated with you. So that's one of the things you have to consider. But I'm telling you guys, I mean, you just wouldn't believe how many of them say they don't want to associate with us. Well, I can't agree with that only because in a country like ours, the size of it, you know, the structure of it, all that, if this country is going to go down, it's going to go down hard. And I don't want that. I mean, we got, what, 350 million people here now? Just imagine if this country all of a sudden turned into a communist regime or a, a governmentless country like some of those are, where it's a free for all. Just imagine how bad that would be. I prefer to think about it from the perspective of our founding fathers. trying to make this country a great country. News Now Houston posted a thing the other day talking about, people get accuse us all the time of being criminals and ex-cons, and the movement is made up of ex-cons and blah, 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 blah. And he had said, think about this. Our country was built on the backs of thieves and murderers and whatnot. And it's true. Britain, they used to send to America all their worst criminals because they didn't want them on European soil. And it's those criminals that found a way to survive here, created a government here, and then overthrew the British occupancy. It is true. It's just as much as Australia was. A lot of people don't know that. Australia was literally a penal colony. Basically, the criminals were sent there were to survive or die. They weren't even locked in cages or nothing. Right. Well, Jet, what did the monarchy call anyone that refused to abide by their rules? Criminals. Those people would end up having to fight for their lives and kill people, whatever, and they were called murderers and whatnot, and they were sent here. Either way, I'm just over the bull. I mean, I think people should work towards making a change, not towards fighting with each other. I mean, hell, I would have no problem with Minnesota Guardian if he would come out and say, look, I screwed up. I'm learning, I'm young or whatever, I made mistakes, and, that's it. That would be fine. There's no handbook for auditing. There is no rule book for auditing beyond the Constitution. That is our rule book. So, I mean, it would be fine. Let him stop the bull and start making a change. He's got 11,000 subscribers. That's nothing to sneeze at. It took me forever, as long as I've been a part of this community, and I've got hundreds of videos, and I have helped dozens of channels and all that. The one reason why I don't have tens of thousands of subscribers is because I don't have police interactions, a lot of them. I've only got a couple. That's it. That's the only reason I don't have tens of thousands of subscribers. But the subscribers I do have are the people that are genuinely for this movement, because they've been my subscribers for a long time. And it's great. Yeah, it would be nice to have 11,000 subscribers. That's 11,000 people he can reach with the click of a button. That's something that needs to be done. Start making a change for the better. Use what you have to make a change. I wish I had 100,000 subscribers that I could reach. I mean, I did a post the other day, a reference to a video. It was an audio reading of the Constitution, and I thought, hey, this would be great. People that they can listen to it while they're working or whatever. That post went out to 3,360 people. It would be nice if it went out to more, but it is what it is. Hey, Steve, you missed it. There was a troll in here earlier, which I'm pretty sure I know who it was, but they were saying that you figured me out and you think I'm an e-beggar and all that, and you don't want nothing to do with me. Yeah, Jet, just look on my community page. Yeah, I know, QT. I remember at Devil's Island. They were forced to eat lobster and whatnot, and they thought that was just cruel and unusual punishment, and now it's a delicacy. Just imagine, though. I mean, I know that most of us, our subscribers, are the same across the channels, but still, imagine if all those subscribers saw us working together to make a change. Just imagine how much that would help. People want to call me e-bagger, whatever, that's fine. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to try to help. And yeah, well, yeah, Jet, but I mean, imagine what a difference it would make if we were all focused on that and not on fighting. Well, Mark, it used to be that way, so I have to believe it could be that way again. When I first became a part of this community, there was no infighting. There was no hatred. There was none of that. You know, everyone knew everyone and everyone helped everyone. Yeah, Jet, you know, I agree there too, but that's the kind of knowledge we need to put towards them. We need to put that, hey, subscribers, look, grab a camera. Look at what a difference you can make. You don't have to go up to cops. You don't have to say a damn thing to them. You don't have to get right on top of them. You don't have to curse at them. You don't have to do any of that. Just pick up a camera. Mark, personal grudges aren't the same. I'm talking, you know, the clicky. Trust me, there's a lot you guys don't see behind the scenes. Hey, Spitshine. There is a whole lot that you guys don't see that goes on in texting and emails and, you know, private streams. Steven, everybody has a camera. You know, look at statistically how many people in this country have a cell phone. All cell phones made in the last 15 years or whatever has a camera. Yeah, Jet, there's some people that are really good at that. You know, Finbar Martin, ED2276, Constitutional Corner, Constitutional Kim. People that are well versed in the law and try to help spread their knowledge and are there if somebody needs help. Well, if you don't have a cell phone, you're in the extreme minority now. Most of this country has a cell phone. All it takes is you could be across the corner or across the street on an opposite corner, whatever. Pick up your camera. You see something going on? Pick up a camera. Stand in plain view. Pick up a camera. Don't say nothing. Don't yell nothing. Whatever. Just pick up a camera. That's all you gotta do. When they see all these people, all of a sudden everybody's got cameras from every angle. Imagine the difference that would make. This cop, for example, that I've been talking to in comments, I mentioned to him what happened to S. Ecstasy Prez yesterday about being pulled over. And he's like, oh yeah, absolutely. If I see somebody giving me the finger, I'm definitely going to pull them over. I'm like, well, that's abuse of power right there because you know it's legal. You may not like it, but it's legal. So that right there, instantly, he admitted he would abuse his power. See, Freedom News, that's awesome. So you're a great resource for knowledge. I read what I can, and I try to retain as much as I can. But honestly, there's a lot to learn. I don't expect cops to know every law. What I do expect is that they need to be open to the idea that they're not always right. If I come out of nowhere and I say, law such and such, code such and such, whatever, is what allows me to do XYZ, they should be open to calling downtown or calling their boss and say, hey, is this true? Is this a law? Instead of just throwing us in the back of a car and hauling us off to jail and letting the courts sort it out, forcing us to pay lawyer fees and court fees and all that crap. It's ridiculous. But yeah, see, spit shine, that's the thing that has to be made known. They can't do all that. They can't just take all your property because they want to. Well, it's not possible for somebody to know all the laws. It just isn't. It's not possible. That's why I say they need to be open to the idea that they're not always right, that they don't know all the laws, or that there could be a new case law that it came into effect that changes something. For example, Turner versus Driver. I mean, how many cops still don't know that? Well, QT, it does. I mean, even if they're not active auditors or cop watchers, I hope that they were open to the idea of picking up a camera or telling somebody else, hey, look, I'm not capable of picking a camera for whatever reason, but hey, why don't you try it? I do what I can with what I got. You know, it's just, I'm very limited right now. It's hard because I take care of my mom, and if I get locked up, I don't have anybody to help get me out. I don't have anybody to get online and say, hey, Brian just got locked up for whatever. He got put in a cell. He needs help. I don't have any of that here. I've been desperately trying to find other people here, but I haven't, which still blows me away because the greater Rochester area is 1 million people, literally. So it still blows my mind that I can't find somebody else to go audit with me. But I still try to do what I can. Yeah, Bullet would have. Unfortunately, he passed. But one of the things we talked about before he passed was when I got on probation, getting out and go auditing. And I told him, I said, I'll do what I can. I can't even afford, taking an Uber and going somewhere to do an audit. There's plenty of places I would love to go audit. Tons of police stations and courts houses, and there's even governor. I don't remember if it's governor or senator office that's just north of me a bit, like 8 or 10 miles away. You know, but I can't even afford to pay what I need to survive. So now there comes all the trolls coming in to call me an e-beggar, but whatever. I don't see them. The one person I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna bring her up. Not worth the argument. Well, technically they're not. It's supposed to be as long as you report any interactions you have. But when my probation officer found my audits that I had done, which he found out by way of the sheriff's department because they posted it on the sheriff's Facebook, they posted my video. They posted on the official Monroe County Sheriff's Facebook page, and they found out who I was, and they contacted my PO, and of course, he and his boss called me into the office, and I had to leave my phone with security, and man, they went off on me big time, and they basically made it clear if I got caught auditing while on probation, they would find a reason to violate me. So while I was on probation, I had to stop auditing. So gladly, I'm off of probation now. So now it's just a matter of getting out there somehow. Yeah, I'm off QT. I've been off for like a month now. I did my time. I paid the piper. 3 years on paper after being in jail. So I've done my dues. I paid the piper, did my time, free and clear. Of course, the trolls love to throw it in my face. Oh, you're an ex-con, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? I made bad decisions, and I did my time for it. I'm not a felon. I've never been convicted of a felony, and I've certainly never been convicted of larceny. They love to post an inaccurate background check, trying to say it's mine. That's still funny. I would just love to have. I keep saying it, but I keep hoping for it. I just want to see more working together. Yeah, I did. I certainly did. Male prostitution. Dude, the public defender I had, she was so bad. She was actually people call her the DA. I just got lucky because of the offer that was already on the table from the DA was pretty much the best offer I was going to get. So I didn't have to worry about my public defender trying to finagle a better deal for me. Hey OCWs, no problem, man. We've just been chatting, talked about Minnesota Guardian a bit, and of course Patrick a bit. Well, Spitshine, I know things are different over there, but here unless I'm breaking a law, they can't just come and take my stuff. They can try. Of course they can always try. But you should rest assured I would fight it tooth and nail. Yeah, Jen, if only that were true. What? In jail or in probation? The jail was a little wild. Would have been a lot worse, but Normally, I would have just said screw it and taken the time, but instead of sitting in jail for a year, I took a year after what I'd already done. I took the 3 years probation because there was no one to take care of mom. So that's why I suffered being on paper for 3 years, which it was really no big deal to a point because I wasn't out breaking laws anyways. So I knew I wasn't going to violate. But when I became part of this community, that changed everything. They did not like that at all. Yeah, Slacker, you were talking about that earlier, and and I agree with you. Everybody is entitled to their preference. Like you said, if you choose to disassociate with a person, that's totally your choice. Nobody should hold that against you. I certainly don't. All right, Freedom News. See you later, man. Jet, I don't watch any videos that are like, I don't know, evangelist or whatever you want to call them, preacher videos, any of that. But yeah, Slacker, you were right. The way you said it earlier was perfect. If you choose to disassociate with somebody because of their past, then people should respect that. They shouldn't try to, like you said, you gave the example of inviting you to dinner and that person is also invited to dinner. They should respect that you don't want to be around that person. I get that. Hey, Sean, are you all set on getting to your court and back? Oh, wow, man. Sorry. Well, there you have it. If anybody can help Sean, if you want to help him instead of me, that's fine. He needs to get to court. That's important. Post your PayPal, Sean. If people want to help, they can. My PayPal's above my head right here if anyone wants to help. But I know you need it, so post it. Not that I have many people in here anymore. Once the trolls left, it died down. Hey, Puzzle. There you are, Kim. Now I can add you back. You haven't been in here for me to click on you. What died? What do you mean? There you go. If anybody can help Sean out, he's got to get to a court date. So, welcome back, Spitshine. Man, I wish I had the money to help you myself, man. I know how hard it is. Well, you were only off by a letter the first time. Not too bad. Yeah, Kim, those were good videos, and I don't know if he changed his phone number or what. I sent him a couple texts, and I haven't heard back from him. But when I talked to him while he was live, he was like, "Yeah, I have the same number." So I don't know what's up there. QT. At least they aren't wandering around with a puppy stroller. Alessandro, that's the point. Yeah, I don't. Maybe he's just getting too many texts and hasn't seen mine or something. I don't know. I honestly haven't watched a lot of John Felix. There's so many people to try to watch and catch up on. It's hard. You know what, Alessandro? It fits. That's all that matters to me. I don't care what it says. Steve, Pinder, did you even see what I said earlier? You never replied. Or hear what I said. Jet, man, I'm starting to picture you walking around with a pyramid on your head. Well, I understand that, Slacker. I get that. I know what you're saying. But I'm talking about the people that are genuinely for this. Genuinely for the cause, for constitutional activism. Those are the people I'm referring to. You remember what it's like a couple years ago, man. Like around the time I first met you, a little over 2 years ago, it was totally different than it is now. There wasn't all this infighting and nonsense, before Almost Park. Yeah, I get that too. It is hard to tell. You're right. You're absolutely right. We can only go by what we see right now, because we're all over the country. But I look at like Patrick, what he did on video for the world to see. What Minnesota Guardian has done on the world on his videos for the world to see. Even a lot of what Ian did, he pushed the limits on a lot of stuff. I get that, but we can only go by so much. I don't know, man. It's hard to see it. I get it. I know what you're saying. I just wish there was a way to know so that we could come together better. You've always been genuine to me, man. You've always been honest with me. You've always been open to talking to me. Even when I first was coming around the scene and you were still considered a big name, everybody loves Southside Slacker. You never treated me any different just because you were popular and I wasn't. Alessandra, man, you really are fixated on this shirt. Holy crap. You know what, time to sin, it's not that way with me. Look at me. Look at how small my channel is. Yet, I'm still here. You know, look at Slacker. He could just as easily be out there every day making videos, doing Second Amendment walks and stuff like that. He would probably have 1 million subscribers by now. But he doesn't. Why? Because he's genuine. Oh, thanks for that, Alessandro. Hey, Doug, what's going on, man? Yeah, I know, Slacker, but that's my point. You're still here. You're still doing what you can when you can. That shows being genuine. Because you could just do a little talk show type thing. People love you. Your channel would be huge. Well, you know what? Time to stand. You have your views. I have mine. I mean, let's face it, man. You're well aware of why people treat you a certain way. I'm not trying to call you out on nothing, but you know why. So, oh, dude, Slacker, if you did a freaking if you did what I try to do, you'd be way bigger, man. You get tons of viewers just because you're sitting there smoking. So, yeah, I think you should do some type of talk show type thing, man. Hell, you would be huge. T-Dog must be watching a commercial. And it's things like, time to stand again. No offense, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Kim, I know, that's the point. Why is everybody so fixated on the shirt? That's the point of the shirt. It's not like I made the damn shirt. This is a freaking 99 cent Goodwill shirt. Well, see, Bell, that's well said. Time to stand. You know what? That's not being hypocrite. No offense, but when you and I first started talking, you did not come right out and say, "Hey, Brian, look, I've got this past on me. If you want to know what happened, I'll tell you. If not, okay, we go our separate ways." You did not tell me at all. I found out through, you know, different parties, and then even then I didn't know exactly what was going on until I was showed a background. So no offense, but you're saying being hypocrites, but you were not open with your own past. I've always been open with mine. Mine is there for the world to see. I've made stupid decisions and I paid the piper. Well, time to sin because it would be damn well your conviction deal, whatever you want to call it, is considered to be the worst of the worst. So when people if people are going to associate you, they should at least know who they're associating with. Even if you say you're innocent, you took a deal, the point is it's on your record. So, you didn't at least give me the opportunity, like Slacker said, give me the opportunity to walk away, to choose whether or not I want to associate. I didn't find out till later, and then at first I was in your defense. I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be true. He would have told me. But you never did. And then when I was finally showed the background and the pictures and all that, I'm like, holy shit, that is him. It is true. Holy crap. I've always been open with my past. I was part of a drug ring. Got in trouble for it. Did time. Did, well, we can agree to disagree because I personally believe that when you have something like that on your record, that automatically, how people are. People judge people by what they see on face value. So if people are like, oh man, Brian's associating with somebody with that type of conviction, why would he do that? Of course, that's going to affect me and how people see me. Now, it's my choice whether or not I want to allow that to happen or not, but at least it would be my choice. You could have taken me aside in private email or whatever and said, hey, dude, look, this is going to come out anyways, because you knew it was going to come out anyways. All right, Ed. But you knew it was going to come out. You knew people eventually are going to tell it. You know how it is. But, it always comes to light. People always find out. Look at my past. God, I got a dozen freaking trolls that desperately went to dig up my record and they still couldn't get it right. I am my own man to make my own decisions. That's the point. You didn't give me the opportunity to make my own decision. You hid your past from me, and I found out through X number of parties and was finally, and I still, like I said, I still didn't believe it. I still defended you until I was shown the records, the actual proof. That's when I was like, oh shit. But at least then, that's an informed decision. I would rather make an informed decision than a guess. You didn't allow me to make an informed decision. I have more respect for somebody that tells me the truth than somebody that hides it. No, absolutely not. I put Patrick on blast, man. I don't know if you were here the other night, Roadhog, but I put him on blast. I did the stream flat out calling him out on it. What Patrick did was absolute ridiculous bullshit. He should be ostracized. His channel should be shut down. What he did was wrong. Well, QT, I never saw that on his channel. Like I'm saying, I'm not trying to argue with you. The point is, you never gave me the opportunity to make an informed decision. Period. That's what bothered me more than anything else was the fact that you didn't allow me to make an informed decision. Hell, almost everybody I've gotten to be friends with. It's nothing to do with me being God, dude. It has to do with me making a decision, period. I had made you a mod in here. People were talking to me, talking all kinds of shit about you to me, and I brushed all them aside because I didn't believe what they were saying was true. And I know I brought it up to you at least once, and you never ever answered me. So when I was shown the information by an outside party instead of somebody that I thought was trying to be my friend, that's what bothered me. Your past is everyone's business, unfortunately. So is mine. So is David's. So is Mouse's. You know, where all of our pasts are in public record. It just is. I absolutely do not. I mean, I understand. I know courts make bad decisions. I know people take deals because they're afraid of what a jury might decide. I get all that. I took a deal on my last one, and I've taken a deal before. I took it because it was better than getting felonies on my record and whatnot. I get that. I understand taking deals. I understand that. But you know what? I I never hid who I was, and even Taylin can tell you. She's been around with me since the beginning. She was the only one in my first ever live stream. And I've always told her, you know what, I had a criminal record, I've made bad decisions, I was on probation. You know, on Spitshine, you can't always say that. I had a mother to take care of. I had nobody to help her, so I had to take the deal. But you know, I've never, ever had a larceny conviction, which is what they love to get wrong on, you know, the trolls. And I've never, ever ratted on anybody. I've never, ever done that. Trying to stand it would I don't know what I would have decided back then. All I know is it would have been an informed decision. I have no idea what that decision would have been now. All I know is I'm a data person. I wrote software for years. I'm very binary. True, false, yes, no, good, bad. I am very binary. I make decisions based on data. CP, you're right. You are right. Bob, I don't know what you're even talking about. I knew how long my ramp had to be. I looked up the New York State Code. My point is, you know, data, period. Information. Like Steve Pinder said, if you're going to be part of this community, you have to know that your past is going to be judged. It just is, man. We're sitting here calling ourselves constitutionalists. We believe in the law. We follow the law of the land, the ultimate law of the land. Now, of course, people are going to look us up and say, oh man, you are a criminal. How could you say you believe in the law of the land if you're a criminal? Time to say, I'm not out there begging for money to go harass homeless people. I'm not out there. Look at how many times Patrick has been put on blast for his behavior. I mean, seriously, look how many times he's out there. You have no idea how much money he makes in ad revenue alone. But yet he's out there asking for money to go harass people. You can call me a beggar all you want, man. I know damn well you've also said, hey, if you want to make donations to me, go ahead. We all have. No, I don't, Alessandro. I'm sitting here because I'm streaming. Duh. You want to try to attack me now just because I brought up what happened between you and I. You never, ever, ever said that before. The only reason you're saying that now is you're looking for something negative to say about me. I've never denied that I asked for help. I've never denied that people call me a beggar. I don't care. I don't see people out there ripping on Jacksepticeye for getting almost 300 grand in donations. Nobody's calling him a beggar. Think about that. Almost 300 grand in 4 hours of streaming. But nobody's out there calling him an e-beggar. Yeah, I don't want to hear how his damn brisket was because I want one. No, Alessandro, again, stop trying to troll me because it doesn't work. Again, you're just trying to find something negative to say as well. You're full of shit, time to stand. The only reason you're saying that is because what I just said, so don't even. I've always offered to try to help people, and from the word go, I've offered to work for people making intros and outros or video editing or whatever. I've always tried to say, hey, I'd rather earn my keep than just get donations from people. Always. So, but you can believe whatever you want. You don't even know. You have no idea. I mean, that's like freaking Mouse blaming his victim for him attacking her. It's just ridiculous. Steve Pinder, he doesn't have to buy. I don't know why people keep saying that. He doesn't have to buy one. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, old woman. That's a big part of it. If I was out there right now with time to stand and we got confronted, now he's obligated under laws to register and all that. Now, of course, that immediately is going to make the cops say, "Hey, what's going on here? Why are you with him? Are you guys looking for a victim or this or that?" They're going to treat me a certain way. No, I don't understand. I call it like I see it. I say it openly. That's the difference between me and you and others. I sit there and I bring it to the light. I say it out in the open. I say it like it is. Yeah, Mister, I'm the same, man. I'm so sick and tired of it, but people want to dwell on it. People keep coming here trying to troll me and talk crap and whatever, but I'm not going to hide it. I never have and I never will. I'm so sick of the begging bullshit. You know, people want to donate, they donate. I bet you've never turned down a donation. Hey, Caroline. I bet you every single one of the people that call me an e-bagger that have gotten donations themselves have never turned it down and said, "Oh no, thanks, I don't want it." No, they say, "Oh, people can donate to me if they want," because it's true. No, you're right, Roadhog. The subject of Patrick is not drama. That affects the entire community. Well, Alessandro or whoever you really are, chances are you're either lying or that's just because you don't have an active channel that has subscribers and people that care about you and want to help you. Okay, so I'm wrong for saying that begging for money to go harass homeless people is wrong. You're saying that I shouldn't say that. You're saying that I shouldn't bring to light asking for donations with the express or with the intent of doing things that harm the community. Hi, Chili Potato. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. Probably Pinder. WTT's always had a freaking crush on me. Why I don't know, but Carolina did QT. Carolina and Fort Worth, they shut hers down. A lot of us have had issues with PayPal because of the trolls. No, time to stand you wrong again. You're the one that just said you don't come to my stream, so how could you know what I talk about? Why don't you actually try watching my past streams? I've done a lot of streams that talk about, how we can make things better or understanding laws or understanding even what's public property, things like that. That's what I talk about. I've done a very few streams focusing on negative subjects. Oh yeah, I'm very happy. A lot of people that started out that I started helping have channels much larger than mine now. And I'm happy for them. I've always said it to them. Obviously, you really haven't time to stand. No, I wish I did chili potato, but unfortunately, I have not. Wow, that kind of backfired on you, huh? To understand. Well, thank you, Carolina. Yeah, Michigan, Mister. Unfortunately, I stopped watching football when it stopped being a sport. When commercial time exceeded gameplay time, that's when it got ridiculous. Yeah, I remember back. I was a big fan of football back. God, probably early, not late '80s, early '90s. But like I said, all of a sudden it turned into constant, instant replays and all that. And I was like, man, I just couldn't. It got too annoying. I agree, old woman. I have no issue with talking about positivity and trying to make change. But part of that just, there's no denying it. Part of that is bringing to light the issues that are causing negativity and making it better. Thank you for the email. I know you're probably still in here watching, and another watcher who's been with me since the beginning, and she's a wonderful person. Ohio. If that's true, that would be interesting to know why. I mean, people are true as far as the whole drama brings watchers, but it is what it is. I can't change that. The vast majority of subscribers are subscribers because they find it entertaining. Baptist Bob, obviously you're a troll because you have no idea what you're talking about. It's funny people keep saying that because if they really watched my streams, they would know the vast majority of my streams are not about drama. Most of my streams, I try to bring on guests that can help spread knowledge and help bring things together. I mean, hell, I certainly didn't have Mike the Cop on to talk about drama, or Professor Walker, or Blue Bacon. That's it, E-Bob, yep. It's funny, you guys sit there saying I e-bag all the time. I I don't get shit for freaking donations, especially compared to most others. Judy. Well, I'll agree on the smart. Handsome is all on you. Wow, Bob, obviously you haven't been paid attention if you have to ask that question. Why don't you go ask the dozens of channels I've helped? Or all the videos I've made that help spread knowledge, or help teach people to do editing. And I actually have done a couple audits and a couple top watches, and will do more as I'm able to get out and do them. Name 3 things that I've accomplished. I just said, how about the dozens of channels I've helped? The dozens of people I've made intros and outros for. The dozens of people I've taught video editing to. Of course, it's not considering the people that I've given donations to, hundreds of dollars to. Taking donations given to me and giving them to other people to help them. But of course, you don't know all that because you don't see it. I don't have to say them. I don't care what you think. I appreciate that, Sean. Well, there he goes. QT dropped a hammer. Oh, look who it is. Wow, Michigan Mister, that was quick. If it ain't the biggest freaking whiner I've ever seen. You know what? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get accused of doing that. I won't do it. I know, Sean. That's what I was going to say, but I didn't go there. Well, it's a good choice of name, public. At least it's not a frickin' News Now name. Or a Guardian name, my god. Between those two, jeez. I say like News Now freaking Calgary and stuff now. It's like, oh my god. I appreciate that, Gen T. Thunder or a tornado. That's a big difference between the two. That's like saying, I'm having steak or a chip for dinner. Oh, you're a Canadian chili? I didn't know that. Not that it matters, I just didn't know. Nothing against Canada, but it just made me think of back when 9/11 happened. There was all kinds of pictures people would make with Uncle Sam and whatnot, and patriotic pictures and comical pictures, and they spread like wildfire. And I'll never forget this picture. It was one guy in a little, like a 14-foot flat bottom rowboat with this old ass machine gun. And the caption was, "Here comes the Canadian Army to save the day," or the Canadian Navy. Sorry, but it just made me think of that. I've never seen a tornado in person. We've had only a couple here since I've been alive, but I didn't actually see them. I saw the aftermath, but I've seen hurricanes, um, ice storms. Those are horrible. Blizzards. Diego, you are a pain in the ass. When you come in here, I let you in. Then you come in and you want to cry to go out. What's the deal? Huh? Come here. Hey, come here. This guy is like a dog. Diego, no matter how many times you say it, it ain't gonna happen. I went on there like once or twice, and that was it. Not gonna happen. I have no desire to go there. Makes no sense for a deaf guy to go there. Can't hear good enough, so no point in going. I don't know why you insist on saying that every single time you see me. You call that a blizzard, old woman? 36 inches of snow, we call that a light dusting. Blizzard for us is, you know, 5, 6 feet. Largest blizzard, of course, hit in the late 70s. That was like 16 feet. Hold on, I gotta let this stupid cat out. Go, leave me alone. I'll never forget getting stuck in Walmart. We used to work at Walmart unloading trucks overnight. When I went into work, there was no snow on the ground. We go to leave at the end of a 10-hour shift, and there was like 5 feet of snow. It was so much that we couldn't open the doors. And we got stuck in Walmart for a couple days, and we were eating the food there and all that. And don't you know, they took all the food that we ate, which, they limited what we were even allowed to touch, but they actually took out of our next pay period checks the cost of whatever we ate in that. You think they would have wrote that off or something? It's like some type of a disaster relief fund or something. Of course, that was 1998, 99. in a way, I kind of miss writing software for a living, but I got so burnt out doing it. I was like every day nonstop writing software, day and night. I write software at home, wrote software at work. I was so burned out. Half inches at Blizzard. Steve doesn't get triggered. Yeah, there you go. If any of you guys can help Sean, he's got to get to court. So, oh yeah, Flip Flat, I remember that. We got like, I think 4.5 feet out of that blizzard. Buffalo got the worst of it. And you're in Buffalo, man. Come drive an hour east and come auditing with me. I'll never forget. I don't remember who it was, but they got an inch of snow in Dallas, and they told me the whole city shut down. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Here, an inch is like, oh man, we never get just an inch. I can't think of a time where we got just an inch. I can say though, our winters are not nearly as bad as they used to be. Because I mean, they used to be bad. Like in the 80s and 90s, we got the brunt of the snow. Like we got way more than Buffalo did. Because we're like dead center on the southern edge of Lake Ontario, and we would get hammered. And as the years went on, Buffalo started getting it a whole lot worse. I don't smoke blunts, so you're out of luck there. But I'll never forget the ice storm. Geez, was it 89? Holy crap! Everything was covered in like 3 inches of ice. Trees were down. The whole city shut down. Power outage for weeks. That was bad. Burning chairs and shit to stay warm. Yeah, flip flop. That was a big thing. When that happened out in Buffalo, the news here would show people. They drove down the street, and every house, people were on their roof shoveling the roofs off. And the snow was so deep that people were like, making slides from their off of their roof down into their yard with the snow. So yeah, I remember. But that's how it used to be here in Rochester. Flip flap, man. Listen, seriously, email me and we will talk more. I trust me. Just talk to me, okay? Send me an email. It's Brian King Samsung, all like Samsung phones, all one word, at gmail.com. Just trust me. Email me, we'll talk more. You aren't, Joshua Haynes, the puppy stroller salesman. I saw this show, Nature's Weird Events. I don't remember where it was, but these people that lived on a lake, they had this, the lake was frozen over, and they had this windstorm hit out of nowhere, and it pushed like the whole lake sheet of ice towards the shoreline, and it like literally the ice bulldozed all the houses on this one street, just took the houses right off their foundations as it pushed. And it was all from the wind. Imagine that. That's cool, Kim. That's real good. Old woman. I'm just babbling like nobody's even listening to me now. Everybody's on their own conversation in the chat. See, I'm originally from Long Island, and down there, they back when I was growing up, they didn't get shit for snow. Like barely any. They would get a lot of rain, but barely any snow. Now, Long Island gets blizzards that drop 6, 7 feet. It's just funny how it's changed. All right, guys. Well, been up for over 2 hours now. I need to. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, almost time to get mom settled in for the night. So, flip flat, definitely email me. We'll talk more. Just take my word on it. We'll talk. But if anybody can help Sean, he needs a little bit more money to get his plane tickets to go to court, and he really needs them. So, please, if you can help out First Amendment Strike Team with his plane ticket fees and all that, please do so. So, no plan, no worries, Sean. You've helped me. So, otherwise, guy, I might be up tomorrow or not. It just depends on, situations that trolls love to talk about. So, I won't bother bringing it up anymore because everybody already knows. So, but I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out again. If you can help out Sean, please do so. Hawkwind, we just discovered Bigfoot is real. So, otherwise, I'll just talk to everybody later.